important. And this goes back to his introduction of the budget for 2025-26, in which the governor had put double the pre-K dollars for the state of Indiana, the $52 million in the biennial, and then put another $100 million into CCDF. Well, that was a great start. Enthusiastic, love that budget proposal. And then it kind of went by the wayside. And so he acquiesced to Republican leadership in regards to writing the budget, and those dollars basically went away. The $52 million went back to the $26 million dollars for pre-K, and the $100 million for CCDF dollars went away completely. I think, again, today is a good day in regards to a step in the right direction of utilizing the frog dollars that we've always been talking about recently to utilize. So I want to thank him for taking our concept. $200 million out of $300 million is good. However, I think we could have used the whole $300 million. And the reason why we say that is because we have over 300 facilities that have closed in the last year, and 221 of those are because of what has happened in regards to not being adequately funded. The young people, the businesses have cut staff. The reimbursement rate is low. People are being stay at home. I know of a family who had a young lady who was working, had CCDF dollars. Those dollars were taken away or lowered. She would miss days of work. With her missing days of work, she lost her job. Losing her job, she lost her ability to pay for housing, and she wound up being homeless and staying in a shelter. That's a direct impact of us not moving as a state in a positive direction right away. So as we continue to think about this is good. However, we feel like if he thinks that businesses are going to come back, I don't think they will, because they'll get whiplash. We're in, then we're out. It's a way that I don't know if small businesses, which is the driving force for the state, will come back under these circumstances because they don't know what is there. He talks numerous times about the past administration. Well, the past administration did things because of COVID, which was very important to keep our state's economy going and keep people moving forward. So, I mean, there's a time, ladies and gentlemen, in which, as the governor, you have to accept responsibility and can't keep blaming it on past tense. We look at where we are currently and where we're going to move in the future. So I think from that perspective, we're very, again, appreciative, but we can do more. We have the dollars to do more. A scenario that we can do is that as we look at the LEAP project up in Lebanon, Indiana, and those land that we bought, that we would take those dollars from that and move those dollars to CCDF. So as we regain those dollars that were not utilized or sold back from the LEAP project, those are dollars that have been expended. We should be able to just take those and move them over to get more children off the waiting list and help businesses restart themselves. With that, I will answer any questions that you may have.
So this $200 million would be an additional appropriation into the frog fund. Do you see the state budget committee reviewing this, giving it the okay, or do you anticipate any roadblocks in that process?
Well, it was $300 million, if you remember. The $300 million was for the Division of Child Services, FSSA, and the Indiana Department of Corrections. This is 200 of the 300 million. I don't see us having a problem moving those dollars there because number one, when we're getting $292 a day for the inmates up in Miami County, and so there's no gap there. Secretary Robe has reverted $465 million back to the general fund, saying he doesn't need it because the money they save with Medicaid. So I don't see any pushback from the budget committee in regards to utilizing this $200 million.
You mentioned that House Democrats, something they're considering, maybe taking some of the money from the LEAP project, putting that towards CCD. What other potential solutions are on the table for the next legislative session?
Well, what could happen on the next legislative session? You know, we're talking, we just speak, always look at solutions, and this is important. House Bill 1026 that I authored that never got a hearing was a solution to utilize the fraud dollars there. So that was already out there. But, you know, 8 weeks later, then they decided they want to do something. The utilized dollars that are out there, the key thing is repurpose those dollars. They're there. We can repurpose those dollars to meet the needs of Hoosiers.
FSSA officials say that this move could help centers that have consolidated, but not necessarily ones that have closed. We know there are at least 300 or so centers that have closed statewide, specifically due to CCD cuts. What are House Democrats looking into to help those centers that have closed specifically? Is there any relief to be found for them in the long run?
Yes, I think what we would love to do is continue to have dialogue with those individuals, the ones that did come to Budget Committee or Ways and Means and spoke. We reach out to those individuals and say if they've consolidated or they want to build, more and more open up to child care centers. We're willing to help them do that. As I say, there are mechanisms out there that we can utilize.
How concerned are you for the longevity of the program? How concerned are you about the long-term success of CCDF in Indiana?
It's about sustainability, Hannah. That's what people talk about a lot. However, what's the long-term stability of all the projects that we have through IEDC that come through and other economic development projects and programs? This is economic development. This is workforce development. This is sustainability for the workforce. So it all goes hand in hand. We can't sit back and put our head in the sand and say, well, it's not sustainable. It is sustainable because it's about the infrastructure, the human infrastructure of our state of Indiana and the human capital that we have to move forward.
My last question, how much does Indiana lose each year economically due to a lack of child care? It's in the billions, I believe.
It's several millions dollars, $1 billion that we lose in regards to that. I don't have the definitive numbers. It's about $4 million or $4 billion that we lose in regards to that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.